3 months in the life of a costumer, there comes a time to make yet another corset video. Last time I decided to test my 1910s corset by doing some exercise routines, but this didn't really test how comfortable the corset is in everyday use. To test this, I have decided to wear it for a day. Here we have the star of the show, the corset. Now, something you can notice about this corset is that it doesn't have any bust support. This is because in 1910 separate bust supports were coming into fashion. This is also not meant for tight lacing because natural form was more popular during this time. Even though I sewed this corset myself, I did not make any alterations to the pattern because it was my first corset. And because of that, I actually may feel some discomfort tomorrow. Before I begin the day that I will be wearing this corset on, I think I will tell you what I personally think will happen. I think I will be fine for most of the day, but something about this corset is that because I didn't alter the pattern, the waist is pretty high. It almost hits my natural waist, but not quite. The thing is, even if it did hit my natural waist, that's not really the spot a corset should have its waist on. The waist of a corset should actually be somewhere between your last rib and the hip bone, which is like the place you can actually squish because there are no bones here. So because this waist is a bit higher, I think it will cause some discomfort around my lower ribs. Also, something that might happen, I am going to be in school for this day, which includes a lot of sitting by your desk. Those bones are quite long. If I do this actually touches my leg. It like barely touches my leg, so I don't think it will actually be not comfortable in any way, because it will just like keep me straight, because I won't be able to bend too much in the front. We'll see, it may cause some discomfort, I'm not sure. Also, while you sit, all this fabric kind of gathers up a little, and that might be just a minor inconvenience with the clothing that may happen. Other than that, honestly, I think I will be fine. I think this will actually improve my posture because sitting by your desk for several hours is not good for your spine, and most people know that. But to actually know what will happen, I actually need to wear this for a day. So I won't keep you here for long. Let's see tomorrow. This is going to be really quick, otherwise I will be late for my bus, but this is the outfit I'm wearing today. And I only had it on for like maybe 20 minutes to half an hour, and I already noticed some things that may go wrong. You know those little like tags you have on modern clothing with like informations about how to wash it and stuff? That is already really annoying. Well, imagine this with the added pressure of a corset. That's not really good. I have managed to straighten my shirt out enough for it not to be such a big problem, but I am a little worried about this now. Also, if you want to know what I'm wearing, this is a modern blouse. I have the corset over the blouse because historically you should have something under the corset, so this doesn't really irritate your skin. Well, the tag doesn't really help with it, but yeah. And skirt I have sewn myself. It's Victorian inspired skirt. I guess this is from a Victorian pattern, but it is shortened. And I have tights. I have tights underneath, which honestly, now that I think about it, wasn't a good idea because a lot of people always ask about 1910s corsets and going to the bathroom because they are really long. And when you have historic underwear with like a slit in the middle, it's not really a problem. But I already tested that. Getting just the tights from underneath the corset is already a lot. I probably should have put on knee highs and used the garters, but I just think it's a little bit too warm today for my knee highs because they are just bigger than those tights. For some reason I forget how to pronounce the word tights every time I want to say it. But yeah, let's go to school. So after recording that part of the video, I went to school. Thankfully, I was not late for my bus, though I was very close to being late. I did definitely run without lacing up my shoes. Here you go, have some aesthetic shots of my city, I guess. I did technically film 2 updates in school, but the first one is just this. I was feeling pretty okay at this point, but didn't actually speak in a video because, speaking in a foreign language in a hall full of people is kind of weird. And you wouldn't hear me anyways because of all the noise. So it's the middle of the lessons and everything is fine. Everything is great. I don't feel any pain. The only annoying thing is filming this right now with my friends. But yeah, bathrooms are annoying because getting the corset back on you is a pain. Now I'm just realizing there will be a lot of wind in this. Yeah, everything is good. That's all. After school, I did go to the city to buy a wedding dress, so I guess this technically adds to physical activity for the day. That's an information I thought you would have wanted to have. Yeah. Well, school day is over. I'm going to change into some more comfortable clothes now. From just me being at school, I can excuse my sweat. I can tell you that so far the corset isn't actually uncomfortable in any way. I will actually tell you that the bra that I am wearing is far much more uncomfortable than the corset. The shoes I was wearing were much more uncomfortable than the corset. Honestly, even the tights I'm wearing are less comfortable because they have seams in places that just hurt when you walk. So far, this is not an inconvenience at all. It doesn't cause any pain. Yes, there is pressure on my rib cage. That is true, and it is quite fiddly when it comes to going to the restroom because it's so long. But nothing uncomfortable, to be honest, happened. The only thing that might be caused by the corset isn't entirely caused by the corset, which is the little name tag of this blouse, because that is sometimes dipping into my skin a little bit, which I guess it is pressed down by the corset. So you can by theory count that as the corset being in some sort of way uncomfortable, though honestly I would personally blame it on the blouse. And I gotta be honest, I actually thought this would be much more uncomfortable. Yeah. And I don't have anything to corset. I don't believe in corset myths and things like that. And I still thought that this would be much more uncomfortable. But yeah, I will get changed into some more comfortable clothing, especially the bra, because I forgot how standard bras feel throughout the pandemic because I basically live in sport bras. So this is my problem for now, not this. I will be wearing this corset over a t-shirt for the rest of this day, so I will keep you updated if anything happens and how I will be feeling at the end of this day. This is actually a very interesting experiment. I thought this would be more boring, I think. I'll see you later. It's the end of the day. And it's time for final thoughts. Honestly, for most of the day I was pretty comfortable. It did get a bit uncomfortable now that I'm at home and I'm sitting in kind of weird positions. because if I bend forward, all the bowing in the front puts even more pressure on my ribs. So now that I'm actually like sitting on, if you're like sitting on a couch or something and you are not sitting 100% straight, it actually does put pressure here. If you want to like sit straight and if you want to wear a corset to keep your posture, well, by sitting straight you will avoid the discomfort of this pressing too much. If you do not care about your posture, like me, this actually is starting to get kinda tiresome, I must say. I think I will definitely wear this corset like going out, because as long as I'm sitting on like a proper chair by the desk and I'm sitting up straight, this is fine. If I want to rest a little bit and slouch, this is getting uncomfortable. The thing is, it's not more uncomfortable than a bra. Honestly, I would say a bra is much more uncomfortable than a corset. And that is actually a really good summary of all of this. Something I did notice that I forgot to speak about earlier is that the skirt I was wearing today is very like back heavy, which means that usually when I wear it, it dips in the back, and because the waistband is made of ribbon, it kind of digs into my waist. That did not happen with the corset on, because not only this actually like adds a bit more to my like waist size, but it's just like constructed, so the skirt actually didn't dip in the back as much, which is great and is actually one of the uses corsets had historically. Well, I think that is all. I spent a day in a corset and I survived quite comfortably.